Example, try to leave the country. If you don't have the right documentation, Esau said, no, you can't leave my country. How the hell are you sovereign? How are you free?
Yeah, if you owe child support.
Right, if you owe child support, they'll court order you to stay in the state. They'll take your passport. They'll put you on a no-flight zone. So how are you free here in America? You free to what? Do wickedness? That's the only thing that you free. Yep. Right? Yeah. You have a car, you buy a car, it's not even your car. You can pay cash money, you don't get registration on that car, man. You drive that car around, they'll tow your car, man. And you gotta pay all type of money to get the car out. You own property, which is you only really own the real estate, the real estate, you don't own the property. You got these so-called Negroes and Hispanics talking about, I bought property. You bought property, that means you own the land. All right? You can pay cash money for a house, $500,000.
Yep. You can do whatever you want.
No regulations. Right. No regulations. Hey, but if you don't pay that tax on that house, man, they'll come and take that shit, man. The tax can be $1. They'll still take your house. All right, so you so-called blacks and Hispanics, man, you're not free here in America, man. Read that second verse again, Doc.
Yeah. The inheritance of sinners' children shall perish.
Right, you so-called white people, man. The sinners' children. Hey, that's the prime sinners on the planet Earth, man, as you so-called white people. Everything you do you do it contrary to the scriptures. All right, you came in, the inception of this land was built on sin. So it said that the inheritance of the sinners shall perish. So all you so-called white people, before you perish, after we burn you up, you're going into slavery, man. Why? Because you put our people in slavery. Isn't it only fair? Isn't your court system based upon fairness?
Justice.
Justice. You rob somebody, you got to go to jail for it. Right? You steal, you got to go to jail. You kill, you got to go to jail. We're going to do the same thing, but in righteousness. Yeah. Keep reading out.
Hey, and we built up this kingdom, man.
That's right.
So when our kingdom is established here on earth, they got to build up ours, man.
That's right.
You can't have a kingdom without subjects and servants, man.
That's it, right?
Yeah. And their posterity shall have a perpetual reproach.
Right, perpetual reproach, man. Basically, that prosperity, how you Edomites prospered on this land, you're gonna have a perpetual reproach. What's that word? Perpetual means basically forever, man. It basically means without end. So you so-called Edomites is coming into your judgment. And the judgment is written in the scripture, and that's why we out here to proclaim the judgment, not only to our people, the 2/3, but to the so-called white man and the other nations. Telling you that, hey, your kingdom is going down. Why? Because of all the wickedness, man. We're telling you why the kingdom is going down. There's not going to be no secret why America and the so-called white man is going to be destroyed. There's going to be no secret. You put the so-called Negro in slavery. You came over here and stole the North American Indians' land. You can't. This is what right now we're standing on stolen property from the Mexican Indians, man. The so-called Mexicans, the Aztecs. Hey, shalom, man. The so-called Native American Indians, the so-called Latino Indians, as you have them, the Incas, the Aztecs, the Tainos. How did you get that land? Huh? Why are they speaking Spanish? Because the so-called white man, he likes to break himself off like he's not all the same people. You got the Spaniard, no, I'm Spaniard. No, I'm British. I'm French. You know what I'm saying? I'm Swedish. No, you all the so-called goddamn devil, man.
Edomite.
You're an Edomite. That's right, You're an Edomite. Come. You're an Edomite. All right, that's the nation that you're from the nation of Edom.
Well, let's show the word going out, man. Jake waking up to who this white man is.
That's right.
You so-called white people are the children of Edom.
Hey, that's just like the brother just said, man. The word is going out, man. You got a lot of Jakes that know the truth, man. It's only a matter of time where the Most High is gonna be having Jakes coming in like a flood, man. Cause he's seeing now, there's no secret now, man. Everybody should know that the so-called white man's a goddamn devil, right? He'll come in your neighborhoods and shoot down a black man on camera behind the back, and he'll still get off, right? He'll still get off. There'll be all type of publicity on the news.
He will become famous.
He'll become famous. He'll get a couple $1 million for it.
Yep.
He won't even touch a jail cell. He'll already be bailed out before he even hit the jail cell. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They probably
process him.
Yeah. By the time they process him, he probably don't even have to go to the jail.
If they process him.
That's what I'm saying.
They're not gonna go put a police officer in a fucking jail with regular inmates, man.
They might take him to a jacuzzi and give him gourmet dinner and have them waste time.
Is that it? That it on that?
Yeah,
That's how they do. They take them to get a mug shot. They take the cop down there, take one mug shot.
Take one
then
mug
they take them to a hotel room.
Hey, so that, hey man, look, when I first came to the truth, my dad, he just couldn't see it, you know, the white man. But now he know man, the white man, he's like, they wicked. They're wicked. Because he's seeing it. You can't hide it no more, man. Hey, Esau's technology, the camera phone, is turned against them. Hey, all these nations are seeing that the white man is a so-called devil, man. They seeing it. That is the devil. Gun. They seeing it. On TV. On the internet. They seeing that the white man is the devil, man. He's the deceiver, man. The word devil, when we call the white man devil, it means deceiver. Alright, it's not this mystical creature with a pitchfork down in hell, man. That's not what it means, man. Hey, as a young kid, you always heard that buzzword, the white man's the devil, man. Now you know what the devil, now you know who the devil is. Alright? Esau, the so-called white man, which is biblically called Esau in the scriptures, okay, is the devil, the physical counterpart of the spiritual demon Satan, man. He does Satan's bidding on the earth. Alright? And he's a whooping stick, he's the whooping stick of the Most High. If you get that preacher later, go ahead.
Yeah. The children will complain of an ungodly father.
Right. The children will complain of an ungodly father. You have so-called white people say, no, it wasn't me, man. Those people were bad. Those are my forefathers. I didn't do it. Right? I didn't do it. I had nothing to do with it, man. I love you now. Right? Keep reading.
Yeah, that just go more for basically when we get our kingdom and put them in slavery. See, basically they paying for what going all the way back to Cain. They gonna be put in slavery for what Cain did. And Cain got that curse, and then Cain being reincarnated as Esau, and what Esau did. So Esau, he basically sold his birthright for some raw goddamn soup or stew. So when they start to catch that hell, they gonna be complaining about Cain, basically Esau, you know, who is Cain. So yeah, I'll read it again. The children will complain of an ungodly father because they shall be reproached for his sake.
Right, because we're gonna be coming for you so-called white people because what your forefathers have done, man. When we get in our kingdom and we beating your ass and we got you in slavery, it's because of what your forefather has done. It's only fair. Hey, we went in slavery because what our forefathers have done, and we took that shit, man. Hey, we know, man, we had to.
Hey, the wicked and the righteous amongst us had to suffer,
man. That's right. We all had to suffer, man. So the Most High, he judged individually, but he also judges as nations, man. He judged Israel as a nation. That's why all Israel went into slavery, man. From the Native American Indian to the so-called Latinos, man. They all went into slavery. They all got their land taken. You reap what you sow. That's exactly what you do. That's exactly what it is, man. The white man has reaped wickedness, sold wickedness. He sold wickedness, so that means he's gonna reap wickedness. All right, that's basically what it comes down to. The so-called white men always like to talk about karma, right? It's gonna come back on him. Yep. That's just another way of saying karma. Hey, the Most High is just. He's not gonna let the so-called white man put his people. The chosen people, the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, man. We are the chosen people of the Most High. He's not gonna let Esau put us in slavery, beat our ass, we at the bottom of the barrel and not judge that nation. Because nothing has happened to the so-called white man. All right? Nothing has happened to him. He's sitting fat right now. You see his kingdom?
Right, and that's why I was saying Esau as a whole, these white people, as a whole, man, you always got an exception to the rule, but as a whole, they have nothing to complain about. Yeah. They get to, you see that Audi right there, that's a crackers Audi. You know, they get in their high dollar cars, go to their gated community, and they can say, right, you always see them up there, they eating good. You know, for the most part, Esau ain't got nothing to complain about right now. You know, like I say, it's always an exception to the rule. You'll see a cracker or two that's destitute or a derelict, but then a lot of them will probably go back to Israel. If you go through they line, a lot of them crackers you see that bums are. You as far as the white man?
Right.
Yeah. Okay, right.
Yeah. What the brother is saying, you can have so-called Edomite white people that are destitute. They gonna go into slavery too. Hey, this is gonna be a two-time loser. But a lot of them that are destitute, they go back to Israel. All right, because it's not about a color thing. It's not a white and a black thing, man. The so-called white man is the one who labeled white and black. It's about a nation. Because you can have Israelites that come looking like all different nations of the world, man. That was one of the curses that was going to happen to our people. We're going to be scattered among the nations. Or you can have so-called Chinese that are actually look like Chinese, speak that language, eat with chopsticks, but they're Israelites, man. Because they go back through one of the generations through their father as being Israelites. So you can have a so-called bum Edomite strung out, but you know what? He might be destroyed on this side, but he's gonna be in the kingdom when the Lord brings the kingdom here on earth, man. Because he's an Israelite, man. So we talk about black and white, but it's really not about black and white, man. It's about nation, man. It's about coming the line through your father. Because a nation, your lineage, your genealogy is determined through the seed of your father, man. Who your father is, that's who you are. All right.
And we like all kind of women. We like a variety.
Right.
You know, Israelites as a whole, man, we like the white woman. We like the Asian women. You know, all people that laid with all these nations.
Yeah.
So all people come in all kind of colors, shapes and sizes.
Hey, what helped to understand that is just knowing history, man. If you know a lot of history, you know that we've been scattered and throughout different wars and different accounts in history. We didn't mingle amongst all the heathen nations, and like the brothers went into, we like having sex, man. So you amongst another nation of women, you think you just gonna be, oh, these not my people. Nah, you gonna get your rocks off, man.
Right.
So we didn't mix with these other nations, the women, but the seed came from us, so it don't change. So our line, okay, further down the line, they might come out looking like some Chinese kids, but their seed came from us.
Right, like you might see a Asian that can dance real good. All the other Asians, they can't dance good. Hey, that so-called Asian might be an Israelite, man. Through the lineage going down his father, man. So it's not about a color thing.
Bruce Lee.
You know what I'm saying? Bruce Lee. Hey, he's an Israelite, man. You see all them gooks in them Chinese movies, man. They weak as hell. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Bruce Lee will beat a lot of niggas up, man.
With swag.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, so it's not a color. This is not a color thing. This is not a black and white thing, man. Hey, you got Israelites, man, that look white, that look straight like Edomites, man. But they're Israelites. The spirit that's within them are Israelites, and that's what we're portraying, man. It's not a color thing. See, people like this, we curse out the white man, and we only use those terms for people to understand. You know what I'm saying? But we clarify it. Oh, you're an Edomite. You come from the line of Esau. We clarify it. We just don't say white man this, white man. The white man's not in the scriptures. Black man's not in the scriptures. It's Israelites, Edomites. The Lord is dealing with nations. These nations right here, and on the back of the sign. All right, go ahead.
Give some examples of some dark Edomites.
Lenny Kravitz. All right, that's an Edomite, man. His father is a so-called white man, but you would think that he's black. You know what I'm saying? Who else? Tia and Tamara. You know Tia and Tamara, and they little brother. Them is Edomites, man. They look like so-called black people, what you would consider Negroes, but they're tares. The scripture call them tares, man. And vice versa. You have a lot of these Israelite groups that know about tares, and they'll say, oh, that's an Edomite. But when we say, hey, look, there's Israelite Gentiles, man. It's the Israelite Gentiles, where the scripture talks about the Gentiles, that's basically Israelites that are in the Gentiles frame of mind. They basically, like, you would be considered a Gentile. You don't know you are Israelite, man. You know what I'm saying? So when the scripture talks about when Paul's coming to the Gentiles, he's talking about coming to people like you. Just like we were Gentiles, we didn't know who we were. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we're proclaiming. We're telling our people, hey, look, you're not a so-called Negro no more. You're not an African. Right. So we're not African. We have a totally different spirit than the Africans. We're not saying, we're telling our people, we're not Mexican. We're not Indian. We're Hebrew Israelite from the pertaining tribe, whatever tribe you come from, man. This is a brotherhood. All right. So we coming back to being born again, come back to our nationality. Go ahead, get that out.
I got a quick precept, brother, right quick. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 1. Okay. Now concerning spiritual gifts, brethren, I would not have you ignorant. Ye know that ye were Gentiles, carried away unto these dumb idols.
Right, so Paul's talking to the Israelite foreigners in Corinth, Greece, what people will say those are so-called white people. They're saying it's so-called white people, but those were Israelites. He's saying, Paul saying, hey, look, you were Gentiles, man, carried away from dumb idols. Our people like to worship idols. They worship the so-called white man. They're into Islam, being Muslims, being Africans. All right. Paul saying here, you knew you were Gentiles, man. We're telling you, you were Gentiles. Now you got to come back to your nationality, which is a Hebrew Israelite, from whatever tribe you come from, man. And with doing that, you got to come back to the laws, statutes, and commandments. And that's the reason why we came into slavery as we speak now, for breaking the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. All right. When you read about the story about Moses, about the Israelites coming out of Egypt, I know everybody heard that story, right? You heard the story before, right? Well, that was us, man. There wasn't no so-called white